So that was me playing in 17 with the phenomenal Gavin Harrison. You might not have heard of Gavin before, but if you haven't, actually, here's a really special guest to introduce him to you.
He is a talented musician, best known as the drummer for the band Porcupine Tree, and his current CD, I have a copy of it right here, entitled Circles. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Gavin Harrison. Gavin.
Now in this lesson, Gavin is going to teach you this amazing formula that I've never seen anybody teach before, and it basically gives you the ability to play any time signature but feel it in 4/4. It is a ton of fun to do as well, so if you've got any drummer friends, I really recommend that you give this a bash as well. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into the lesson at Gavin's place.
Of course, all of us feel most comfortable in 4/4. So if you look at the PDF, you will see I've written from a drum perspective.
Yeah.
The bass drum is the lower note, the snare drum is the higher note. So the bass drum's always on 1, snare drum's on 2, bass drum's on 3, snare drum's on 4. And then you'll see these series of numbers that go over a bass drum or a snare drum.
Yeah.
So if you look at the second bar, the downbeat, the bass drum on the second bar has got a number 11 over the top of it. So what does that mean? What it means is you're going to play 2 groups of 3/16. You could think of it as da-ga, da-da, da-ga,
Yeah.
or dotted eighth notes.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
So it's what you do is you play in 4/4 up until you see that number 11.
And then when you see the number 11,
You go
da, 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 and then back to the start.
And then you're back to 1.
Yeah, okay.
So from the perspective of this, the way I've written it, you would go bass drum, snare drum, bass
3,
drum, snare
4,
drum, ba 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 ba, awesome, ba,
2,
boom,
3, 4,
da 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 da,
1, 2, 3, 4.
because it's landing on that bass drum, ba. Now that means
Yeah.
in bar 1, well, it's easy because you're playing in 4/4.
Yeah.
So you can go, you haven't got to play af. It's a bar of 4/4, you can play whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can feel as comfortable and funky as you like.
Yeah.
You just got to remember at the start of bar 2, to make it a bar of 11, you've got to go ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
And then the next note is the 1. So if you look at a more scary number, let's say like 17, 17 is coming off beat 4 of the snare drum on bar 2. So I can go ding, gat, ga-boom, boom, gat, boom, ba, ga-boom, boom, ba ba da ba da da, bat, ga-boom, ding, da, boom,
1, 2,
3,
3,
blah, 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 blah,
And
right?
that's what, so then you're playing in 17.
Then I'm playing in 17. The nice thing is that if someone said, okay, can you play a solo? Well, I could, because most of it's in 4/4.
You're feeling most of it in 4/4 and
Yeah.
just adding those 2 groups of 3
Exactly.
right on the end. Should we give them a couple of, should we do one in 11
Yeah.
and one in 17? What I'm going to do, guys, as well, I'm just going to play root notes, okay? I'm just going to play root notes. I'll just do it on an A, and I'll play bonk, bonk. So like 2, 3, 4, bonk, 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 bonk. What are we on? 11, bonk,
You want to do 11 first?
bonk, bonk. Bonk,
Yeah.
bonk, bonk, bonk. Bonk, bonk.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Actually,
Okay.
surprisingly easy, isn't it?
Well, actually, yeah, I was about to say, I'm like a happy man right now because we haven't rehearsed this at all. We just kind of like, you know, it was random that we picked 11 and it was really, really easy actually. And like I'm trying to syncopate as well on the bar of 4. So I'm trying to play like a funky sort of like... And it feels great. Should we try? What was it?
Let's do 19.
19.
19 is 2 bars of 4/4, and as you can see from your PDF, when you get to that downbeat of bar 3, that's where the number 19 is, and that's when you interrupt it with these two groups of 3/16 or 2 dotted eighth notes, however you want to feel it. So feel completely free for 2 bars,
and then
you do it.
Yeah.
So it should sound something like this.
We were talking before, you can disguise this stuff, so
I mean,
it's not as obvious.
Yes, I'm
and
singing.
I know you're holding my hand a little bit here and playing it,
I'm singing to myself, dagga da 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 ga
Yeah.
but I'm not always playing that. I don't always go but
Yeah.
I'm disguising it.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing 2 bars of quite syncopated, funky drumming, I can play that 2 groups of 3 at the end, not necessarily as 2 groups of 3, but it'll add up to the same amount. I'm just singing.
Yeah.
And
Should we do the 17?
Sure.
Because that's do it on beat 4.
Beat
isn't it?
4
So
of bar 2.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks again for watching, guys. Obviously, huge shout out to Gavin for being such a monster and hooking up with us at SBL to put that lesson together. It's actually taken from a full course as well over at scottsbasslessons.com. So if you enjoyed that lesson, go check out the full course if you're a member. If you're not a member, grab a 14-day free trial today. Just go to scottsbasslessons.com and get yourself hooked up. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd really, really love it if you do so. Take it easy, and as always, I'll see you in the shed. The shed. This is the shed. Look. The shed. The shed.